Hello, everyone, and thank you and welcome back for tuning in to another episode of the Big Balla Brands podcast. From wherever you're listening to, or from, I should say, thank you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. However you found me, I'm apparently been heard in Brazil, Venezuela, Spain, Germany, I think Hong Kong, Japan, the Netherlands, I think New Zealand. I'm getting global out here. I'm very happy about that. Hopefully that keeps spreading over time, which is going to be cool. On this episode, I want to talk about a skill that can actually save you a lot of money, a skill that can be valuable for you for date nights, for having friends over, for feeding your family, a skill that will never really go away once you learn it, a skill I learned as a young man or a little boy, and based on my lifestyle too. No, this is not a skill of savings or killing debt or retirement or loans or anything about that, but it is about saving money. The skill of learning how to cook. Yes, I know that probably sounds a little odd or different from everything else I've been talking about in my podcast episodes, but I had this thought the other day. I was like, considering what my typical grocery price cost is, for every 2 weeks, I spend around between 100 and 120 bucks every 2 weeks. Now, I live on my own. I'm a vegetarian since birth, so I don't actually go out to eat frequently because there's so many options for me to have. But I learned this skill at a very young age. Granted, I may not have loved it. It's not something I look forward to doing all the time. And it's a skill that does require preparation, knowing what you're gonna cook, grocery shopping, time for prep, time for making the meal, eating the meal, cleaning up after the meal. It's a lot that goes into it. However, that being said, how much does it cost you to eat out a couple times a week, times how many, 4 weeks, times 12 months for the year, and then over time? Now, I'm not saying don't do it. Everyone does it. I do it occasionally. We'll go out to treat ourselves for birthdays, special events, friends are in town, just want to go out on the night, whatever. Totally cool. But over time, that little activity can cost you, because you can't not tip your servers. You got to tip your servers. But learning how to cook is so useful in many ways. Number one, you make your own meals, right? You get the best ingredients you can, you get to cook for yourself. Experiment with cooking, have fun with it. If you have a date night, cook for your girlfriend, boyfriend, get some brownie points. Cook for family when they come over, cook for your friends, have them try something new. Now again, I'm a vegetarian, so like I did not grow up where I had a restaurant around the corner from me, and that lifestyle basically meant we had to learn to be self-sufficient, so I'm self-sufficient in that way. But the other thing too is there's a lot of people out there who don't know how to cook. They don't know how the time to cook. That's why people order Uber Eats, DoorDash. People do meal preps. So there's a lot that can come to it where if you learn the skill and want to cook for others, you can do it. You can actually go make money doing it, right? Maybe not a lot, I don't know. But it's another skill that people in the world, not everybody knows how to do. Not everybody was trained to do, and that's okay. Again, I'm not saying everybody loves to cook. I know many people who are not cooks. People just prefer to go out, make it life simple for them. Totally fine, of course. But if you know how to do it, if you teach yourself how to do it, there's so many ways to learn how to do it. And you can do it for other people. Imagine what it is to actually feed somebody. I've done it before. So it's a skill that can be used in many ways, like any other skill. Monetize it, apply it, use it for yourself, use it for others. You get good at it over time. And sometimes there's moments where I make a really good dish and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. I hope I can replicate it somehow. So again, the idea of cooking doesn't always cross people's minds when it comes to finances, when it comes to money, but it does add up. And if you look at the last time you went grocery shopping, or if you're about to, hold on to that receipt. And when you've got to go to the next shopping day, take that receipt, whatever the total amount was, and break it down. or divide it by how many days. So for me, let's say here's an example. Typically, I can go 2 to 3 weeks off $120 worth of groceries. Now, if I divide, that's $4 to $6 a day, I think. I've stretched my groceries. I've stretched them before. So do that and you get an idea of how much you're actually paying for every meal every day compared to when you go out to eat. And I do that frequently. I always gauge it for that reason, but I'm also gauging it for the reason of seeing, are prices actually going up? And a lot of times for me, they don't necessarily go up, at least not based on my diet and lifestyle. Maybe for you, for others, it does. Depends on what you eat. But I do that. I look at what I spend every 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, this is how much every meal costs. So then I know, okay, if I go out to eat, what it's going to cost me, because I got to drive there, pay for the order, leave the tip, et cetera, that adds up much faster. So again, it's those little things that we don't always pay attention to. Or if you have a job, if you're going out commuting, look at, I do this too when I'm on a job. I'm like, what is the lunch here? Sometimes it's a walkaway lunch for an hour, which means we either have to go buy something, or I'll bring a lunch with me so I'm not spending money. Or if they provide lunch, great. For me, that sometimes is trickier because depending on what they have, I can only eat so many things. But it's just those little things in life sometimes that make a big difference, they add up, and we're not always consciously aware of it. But it's also, the idea behind it is, what are we putting in our bodies every day? Our bodies are the same thing as a car. It's a machine that's got to move every day for you. It's got to work for you. So you got to maintain it. You got to put the right things in there. That's part of even good money management, financial literacy and all that, is using that to put the right things in your body to keep you going, essentially. So again, I'm not telling everybody go become a 5-star Michelin chef. I know there's people out there who are just not cooks at all. Totally get it. But look at what choices you have out there to spend less of going out to eat, doing meal prep somehow. I have actually tried out, I tried some subscription that would send me meals for 5 days. And I was like, it was cool. I liked it. But I was like, nah, I didn't want to keep spending that. So I switched back to just being shopping in groceries and all that. So again, I know this is not the typical thing to talk about all the time. People probably won't even think about it at all, but it's a real thing, especially as you get into adulthood and you become independent or you're living with somebody. It's something you have to think about is food, groceries, how much you can afford based on your income, and how much is it in your income and out of your budget, things like that. Anyways, that's what I wanted to share with you guys today, and I hope it helps give you ideas or just shines light on that and you put more emphasis on it, pay attention to it, make adjustments as you need to, or maybe you decide that you want to try cooking something basic. Look, I grew up learning how to cook ramen noodles and PB&J and mac and cheese, basic stuff. And over time, as I live alone, I have to cook for myself every day, every week. So I have to look for ways to be creative around that and find ways to make food last me a couple of days so I don't have to cook every single day. That alone makes a huge difference because then you're free to think of other things, do your work, not think about it at all. Or if you're able to, if you can, hire somebody to cook for you. That's always nice too. So anyways, hope this helped you in some way, shape, or form. Not a very long episode today, but hope it was some value for you guys. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Have a good week.